All of us stand at the foot of the stairway towards happiness and harmony, an often dark ascent that we either succeed or fail to complete. We live in a world of endless possibilities and potential, yet when we open our eyes, we see just the opposite. Lacking control of the circumstances for which we are born can mean the difference between poverty and wealth, race, national origin, and physical attributes. We believe that we are limited to those factors of birth, for the pictures of haves and have-nots is clear as taught by those who shape our minds. Our conditions cannot be changed by embracing them, but by transcending beyond them. Sadly, oftentimes our conditions become our reality, and the choice of self-destruction leads to an incarcerated state of mind. We live in a world where we are failing as teachers and architects, as the signs of our failure can be seen all around us. Mass incarceration increases with no end in sight. It is a collaborative effort where an individual's bad choices coupled with failed policies and fear foster recidivism and lack of hope for re-entry into society. Oftentimes, men and women are released back into society where they face resentment, lack of opportunities, and judgment that further shatters their self-view and mental stability. As a result, the vicious cycle repeats. Mothers weep, and the children lose their mother and father again, and indeed the child may follow their path. Racism continues to be an irrational ignorance, whether profiling by police or divided and fear-feeding misinformation. This evil is fueled by a lack of cultural training and genuine concern. The education system also is failing, where cultural training and genuine concern seems to be nowhere in sight. Online and school bullying can mean death and destruction. Mass shootings and suicide demonstrate just how out of touch with shaping our children we really are. What good is blaming a gun when we don't blame all the factors behind those bullets? The mental health system is also underfunded. How can anyone find relief in a system that lacks the means to serve them? How is there no funds to promote better services? Poverty strikes in every state. We see homelessness as a result of greed and an inability to effectively deliver mental health treatment as key factors. Joblessness also destroys lives, where the unemployed stand by helpless as their jobs are moved too far out of their reach or going under as a result of progression and rising prices. We divide along political and racial lines, where blame dominates the protest floor, while peace and compromise continues to fade away into the darkness forever. Indeed, the world is a prison itself, a beautiful blue jewel in the universe where we can't even get our act together and make amends, not only for ourselves, but for the future of our children. Mass incarceration, recidivism, racism, poor education, school and online bullying, underfunded mental health, homelessness, unemployment, and division. So what is the solution to these problems? Can we move from asserting our grievances through protest towards brainstorming actions to deal with them? Do we continue to stand by and wait for the government to provide the Holy Grail? Do we buy into the sentimentality of celebrities that they will save the day when they jump in the fight and exit just as fast? Do we move towards warfare with each other? Is that what we really want? Or can we all come to the table and agree that we all must take part in a complete and thorough overhaul of our thinking and the future direction of our world? Stand for Something Life means to shift paradigms for a better world. It is educating ourselves in matters of complete history, the historic struggle of all people across the world, and how we can learn from each other without considering their beliefs, but desire for peace and prosperity. It is restoring balance, where squabbles of right and left lead us nowhere, while middle balance is rational and full of solutions. This is the Stand for Something life goal as a means to find real solutions. To end mass incarceration with a fresh new way of thinking that ensures public safety, while also treating those who've made mistakes with genuine concern and true rehabilitation, and restore dignity so that they may move forward with greater success and prosperity. It is understanding that racism is not only dished out by one people, but is practiced on every inhabited continent as a system of class and ethnic superiority complexes aimed at subjecting others, fueled by ignorance, greed, and fear. To create a logical system of cultural training for our police and schools. To address bullying and explore how turning the other way to its effects leads to suicide and school shootings. To set up the need for better mental health treatment. To end poverty through community involvement and improved economic practices. To think in a more pragmatic way that opens up dialogue and compromise for all people without blaming and political narratives. This might sound like a tall order, doesn't it? Remember, the world has been evolving for thousands of years, and progress in our thinking and actions proves that a dream can become reality. It requires effort and a willingness to restore balance and peace for generations to come. This is a call to action and ceasefire to the divisions we have created between us. Please, for the sake of our children and generations to come, who is willing to stand for something and journey down the road of harmony for the sake of humanity as a whole?